Hi, I'm Stephanie Celiberti, and I'm the Museum Associate here at Lancaster History. Today I'm standing next to Buck Henry's self-portrait to talk to you about his fashion sense. James Buchanan Henry, affectionately known as Buck, embodied a lot of the popular trends of the mid-Victorian era, while his uncle, James Buchanan, did not. And we can see a few of those examples in this self-portrait. The first thing I would like to point out to you is Buck Henry's stylish stash. Buck Henry, like many gentlemen in the mid-Victorian era, are sporting facial hair, including mustaches, beards, and bushy sideburns. James Buchanan, our president, did not. He remained clean-shaven for the majority of his life, and it wasn't until the very end of his life, after his presidency, that he began growing bushy sideburns. Another popular trend that Buck Henry embodied was the turned-down collar. His uncle James Buchanan, of course, did not. He wore a turned-up collar with a cravat, which was an older fashion trend. Other ways that Buck Henry is embodying the fashion trends of the mid-Victorian era can be seen through his waistcoat, or the fact that we can't see it that much. Prior to the mid-Victorian era, men wore a lot of vibrant colors, contrasting colors, and embellishments, such as embroidery on their waistcoats. And they would do that to show off their wealth and style because the waistcoats were on display. In the mid-Victorian era, however, the waistcoats aren't on display anymore. And this happens because of two main factors: the rise of the middle class and the increasing industrialization. With those two things at play in the mid-Victorian era, there's a need for a more professional look. And so the men's fashion of the time period embodies more neutral colors and a more professional, clean attire. And this meant that their jackets would button up higher to conceal their waistcoats. And so there was no need to show off that embellishment with embroidery. Now, if you're looking at Buck Henry's self-portrait, you might be thinking that he doesn't look all that different to what business professional attire looks like today. And you'd be right. We might not wear waistcoats, but we do still have the jacket, the shirt, and the tie, just like Buck Henry is wearing here. And that's because we get a lot of our business professional style from the mid-Victorian era, when that trend was becoming popular. Now, the Gentleman's Book of Etiquette and Manual for Politeness that was published in 1860 advises men that they should produce a happy medium attire that has taste and judgment dominating their wardrobe. And they advise men that they should not have their personal appearance be the leading factor in their life. And we can see that being embodied in Buck Henry's self-portrait.